Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to you all for this year's Performing Arts Showcase. It's the fourth one we're doing. This year it is called Moon Tree. Now I have to look at my notes, and I think as far as notes go, I think this says it all. TASIS, Radiolab, NASA, Apollo, Artemis, Earth. And it's been an absolute journey. I am mentioning all of this because you'll hear in our show today, we've just had Artemis fly back to the moon after a very, very long time. There's been so much going on in the background in preparation for this concert. NASA got involved. I was able to reach out to Radiolab. You will hear the recordings tonight from their podcast. If you haven't listened to them yet, they have a children's podcast now called Terrestrials. And I thought, I'm going to write to them and just see if they would mind if we use their podcast as inspiration for our concert. I mean, why would they respond back to me in little Lugano? Lo and behold, not long after that, I heard back from Natalia Ramirez, who's the director of Radiolab, incredibly excited, saying, we can't believe you guys want to do a showcase about our episode. They've since emailed me quite a few times asking for updates, how it's going. They put me in touch with Natalie Middleton, whose voice you will hear tonight as well. She's their fact checker for Radiolab, and she was also the person bringing the Moon Tree story to Radiolab. She has been in touch with me many, many times, and through her vision, we've got the map, interactive map. After the show, if you get a moment, we have the actual Moon Tree map. If you happen to know of a moon tree that is not on the map, please write to NASA and let them know, because they want to update their map. They're very responsive. We've also had the incredible opportunity this week. Some of our students got to speak with someone called Gregory Mann, who is the European representative for NASA. And Gregory did a Zoom call with our students on Tuesday afternoon. They asked the most wonderful questions. But there was something that he said that really struck a chord with me. One of our students said, how do I get a job like yours? Like NASA representative for all of Europe. How do I get a job like yours? And he said, well, we have a lot of scientists and engineers. I got my job because I studied the arts, theater, literature, and poetry. And he went on to explain to our students that even with the first moon missions, when our first astronauts landed on the moon, because they were so incredibly scientific and wonderfully smart, they didn't have the language to explain to the rest of us on Earth what it was that they saw. They said something along the lines of, it is beautiful and desolate. They just couldn't comprehend or put in words what it is. Here we are today with 200 students on the stage, a huge team behind them, making sure that every single child is ready, is prepared. I cannot tell you how hard this team has worked on this show, how hard your children have worked. We are eternally grateful for you all, making sure that they are here in the right costumes, extra rehearsal times. Thank you very much. Without you, we couldn't do a show like this. The idea behind the Performing Arts Showcase is to show that, yes, we are a crew. We have from our tiniest students all the way to our seniors, whose last concert this is tonight, performing together. When you look at the orchestra, the only adults you will see on stage are our actual team who work here. No one is hired professionally to play with us. We are here to support the students. You'll see the beautiful pictures of elementary school children being supported by high school children, the Focolare kids being able to dance with our elementary kids, with middle school and high school. It's a huge collaboration. And if there's something you take away from tonight, is what Christina Koch said in her Artemis interview after she came back from space. Amidst all of this darkness, there was tiny Earth, and she realized one thing clearer than anything else. Amidst all of our struggles and everything that's going on in the world and our daily everything that we have to do, planet Earth We are a crew. Enjoy the show.
A moon tree is a tree what looks like a moon. A moon tree is a tree that has black and white stripes, like a white tiger. I don't know what a moon tree is.
A moon tree is a tree in the night.
I think a moon shaped as a tree. A moon tree is a trunk with a moon on it.
A moon tree is a scar.
A moon tree is a tree that on top there's not the leaves but there's a humongous moon.
I think a moon tree is a big green tree that grows on the pale surface of the moon. A moon tree is maybe a tree that has colors like the moon.
This whole story begins all thanks to a firefighter called Smokey Rusa.
Ooh, Smokey is his middle name?
That's his nickname, yeah.
Smokey, okay, Smokey the firefighter.
Originally born in Colorado in 1933. Redhead, freckles, tall, kind of lanky, prankster. He was whip smart, really good at math, and he absolutely loved trees. And so every summer he would go and fight fires.
불타오르네. 불타오르네. Burn it up. 전부 다 태울 것 같이. Turn it up.
What he became is called a smoke jumper.
A smoke jumper? That sounds a little scary.
It's pretty dangerous. So they're jumping out of planes with a parachute, basically into the fire.
Wow. Are they wearing like fireman gear, like the jacket?
It's actually kind of similar to like an astronaut suit.
He got a job with the Forest Service trying to fight this fungus called blister rust.
Which is a fungus that is really hard for trees to survive.
So you're saying he loved them so much his actual job was to protect them from getting sick?
Yeah.
to dream away. We are legends every day. That's what she told him.
Turn your magic on. To me she'd say, everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds now. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. Oh, I can feel my heart beating. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Like I'm alive again.
Said I can't go on, not in this way. I'm a dreamer died by light of day. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds now. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. Oh, I can feel my heart beating. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Like I'm alive again. If we've only got this life and this adventure, all that and if we've only got this life, you'll get me through. And if we've only got this life and this adventure, all that I wanna share it with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Sing it all.
So first, he learns how to fly a plane.
Yes.
Then he trains and becomes an astronaut.
He just kind of went up higher in the sky.
And at some point, as he's floating through space, he wonders what it would be like to float through space. Higher space. Outer space.
I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back.
My neighbors think I'm crazy. They don't understand. You're all I have.
And one day, NASA tells him he's going to the moon.
Apollo 14.
And his job?
He's going to be the pilot.
Whoa! He's flying the spaceship?
Yes.
Wow! Go, Smokey! So the year is 1971. The spacecraft is all loaded up with gear and fuel, and each astronaut gets to bring with them one little bag.
It's not big. It's like almost like a pocket size.
It's made of a special type of glass
that won't melt until it's hotter than over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Whoa, that's like a furnace.
Very fireproof.
And what can they put in there? Is it like their license and toothbrush?
Yeah, so astronauts actually just get to bring whatever is meaningful to them.
Oh, what did Smokey bring?
So out of everything that he could have thought to take on Earth, he chose to take tree seeds.
Back to his love of trees. He can't shake it.
Yeah.
He brought a big handful of 5 types of seeds.
sweet gum,
leafy trees from the east coast of the U.S.
loblolly pine, they're from the south. We have the redwood tree.
Oh, those big giants on the
Huge.
west coast that are too big to even hug.
Then we have the sycamore.
Super tall leafy ones, lots of them in the middle of the country.
The last one is the Douglas fir.
It's like a Christmas trees are often Douglas
It
firs,
is,
right?
Yes. They chose trees that could be grown all across the whole entire country.
Yeah.
And they put them in this aluminum metal canister, very small, it fits in the palm of your hand. So 500 of these seeds fit in the palm of Smokey's hand.
And so the day of the launch, he puts this canister of seeds in his little white fireproof bag, waves to the masses, and steps on to the spacecraft. Goodbye, Smokey. Goodbye. What are the other names of the other astronauts?
Edgar Mitchell and Alan Shepard.
Goodbye, Ed. Goodbye, Alan. Goodbye, fireproof bag full of seeds. Everything is rattling. The metal rivets are groaning, and the seeds in the canister are bumping into each other. There's all this pressure from gravity trying to pull the spacecraft down. And then, in one instant, it severs ties from Earth.
And suddenly, the seeds and the astronauts are floating in 0G.
And Smokey aligns his measurements and lurches the spacecraft toward the moon.
Guidance alignment, the final maneuver the astronauts perform before liftoff. 30 seconds and counting. Stu Russo just said, thanks, it's been a good count. 25 seconds and counting, we are still go. 20 seconds, guidance alert, the guidance system now going internal. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff with Apollo 14. 3 minutes past the hour. The tower is clear.
Houston is controlling. Good round now. 16 seconds. Mission roll program started. 14 maneuvering to proper flight course. 25 seconds. Roger, roll complete. Shepard reports roll program completed. Pitch profile is in progress. 37 seconds.
Everything is rattling. The metal rivets are groaning, and the seeds in the canister are bumping into each other. There's all this pressure from gravity trying to pull the spacecraft down. And then, in one instant, it severs ties from Earth.
And suddenly, the seeds and the astronauts are floating in 0G.
And Smokey aligns his measurements and lurches the spacecraft toward the moon. And then Stu, aka Smokey, releases Alan and Ed from the spacecraft to go land on the moon.
They get to go walk on the moon?
Yes.
Lucky Alan, lucky Ed.
Yeah.
And not only do they get to frolic around in moon dust, Alan brought a makeshift golf club and golf balls to hit.
Because of the gravity, you barely have to tap it and it just flies.
Miles and miles and miles.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Stuart, how's your peanut butter? Not enjoying any peanut butter.
This is audio from the actual spaceflight.
Incredible. It's really a wild place up here. Nothing like being up to your armpits in lunar dust. Stu, we just got word that your family's listening to you and they're outside looking up at that great big moon. I'm sure we'd all like to be up there with you. Over. Yeah, I wish you could be.
The
what happens when you're orbiting the moon is that you end up going into the moon's shadow.
Now passing over the backside of the moon,
which is called the far side of the moon. And when you do that, everything gets really dark. You can't see the sun. It's cold, the temperature drops, things get like really clammy. And then you also lose contact with everyone on Earth and everyone on the moon. Literally, it's Stu Smokey Rusa and these seeds in his pocket
Are the only living things in
Yes.
that corner of the world?
Yeah.
we have had loss of signal with the command module Kitty Hawk.
but he can't admire the infinite void forever because he's starting to run out of gas. So he brushes by the moon, picks up Alan and Ed.
Thanks, bro.
Lurches the spacecraft back toward Earth.
See you on the other side, over.
Then starts dive bombing toward it, traveling at over 16,000 miles per hour until...
They splash down in the Pacific Ocean under these 3 huge orange and white parachutes.
What would you bring?
Well, I would take a mouse because it's a fun thing to catch. Because it will be floating and I could catch it even easier. I would bring my brother because he helps me with everything. I would take a dog and its dog spacesuit because I think it would be really enjoying in this space. I would take to the moon my mom because I want her to see the space and the moon. I would bring my plasma ball to space because it would maybe do something cool and scientific.
I would take a frog because I want the frog to jump.
So the seeds made it back to Earth. They traveled so far. And then during the decontamination process, the cleaning process, there was an extreme change in pressure, and the bag of seeds explodes. So the seeds just exploded all over the place, and everybody thought that they had killed them. From a scientific standpoint, people just didn't know what would happen to a plant or a seed if you took it up into deep space.
Had no one ever taken one up before?
No, so this was the first time.
Huh. And he had a scientific question.
What would happen if we brought another living thing up into space with us that's different than us?
Would it survive?
Yeah, would it survive? Would it grow differently? Would it look like a totally different kind of tree?
Because, as Natalie explained, they knew that space affected humans.
When you're out in space, you're exposed to stronger radiation from the sun and galactic cosmic rays.
And this radiation can wiggle its way into your DNA, the blueprint that tells your body how to grow and potentially warp things. Plus, the lowered gravity can weaken your bones and muscles, and oddly, because of something about how time works in space, you age just a tiny bit slower. And so Smokey and some of his fellow tree lovers at the Forest Service wondered, would space have an effect on the cells and DNA inside trees? geonuts and the Douglas firs, which looked like scales plucked from a pine cone, and the sweet gums and loblolly pines and the mighty redwood, which all begins in a tiny package that looks a little like a flattened corn kernel. And they watered them and let the sun shine its warm rays. And then they waited. And they waited. And
almost all of them came up.
Whoa! And so that's how many little saplings are growing.
The estimate is 420 to 450.
Of the 500?
Yeah.
And are they seeing any difference in that growth? Were they seeing any difference at first?
Actually, there was no difference.
At first?
Ogedengbe, ireni ko moye, isaleko, ino de for male, broda ni tafi, ṣeré ni wo wawe, àṣírí ẹ̀kọ́, ó ti tú lójú ewé, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò. Wọ́n ti po omi gọ́tà pọ̀, ojú ti dirty, wọ́n ti po kẹ́míkà pọ̀, àwọn science students. Kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò. Wọ́n ti po omi gọ́tà pọ̀, ojú ti dirty, wọ́n ti po kẹ́míkà pọ̀, àwọn science students. Òṣòlè yà ti bẹ́ àṣírí tú, eruku ti pọ̀ ju àṣírí tú. Afẹ́fẹ́ fẹ́ àti rí fúnra ọmọdé alẹ́ ṣọ́kò bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ àṣírí tú. Kádìjà ṣẹ́wọ̀ òun lọ́kọ̀ yìí, ìwọ ọmọ tí wọ́n mi rán lọ sábà. Kádìjà ṣẹ́wọ̀ òun lọ́kọ̀ yìí, ìwọ ọmọ tí dáàdì rán lọ sábà. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, you dey okay, you dey alright, are you really sure? Lórí bó ṣe ń gbẹ́sẹ̀ yìí, ó wé bí ó láì ṣe promotion. Kádìjà sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀dí kárí bí ó fa ṣíṣà bí Ṣàngó kabalẹ̀ rí bí. Ẹ̀lúkú mẹ́dẹ́mẹ́dẹ́ tramadol ló mú bí tọ́ní kọta yìí. Kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò. Wọ́n ti po omi gọ́tà pọ̀, ojú ti dirty, wọ́n ti po kẹ́míkà pọ̀, àwọn science students. Kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò, kò ṣeré, kò ṣègbò. Wọ́n ti po omi gọ́tà pọ̀, ojú ti dirty, wọ́n ti po kẹ́míkà pọ̀, àwọn science students. Body disu on my channels, body flanker on my channels, Colorado on my channels. Kí ló dé yẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ́ búrẹ́ tó rẹ̀ nà bí? Ẹ̀ kọ́ bí pẹ̀lú Ṣàngó ni. Kí ló dé tẹ̀rùkú pọ̀ tó yìí? Eruku kúnlẹ̀ o, eruku kúnlẹ̀ mú pẹ́ pọ́pọ́ tí ju tága sí sínú ilé o. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ tún ṣùọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀. Ọlọ́ àwọn afiwèrè pọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tì ìjọba bá lẹ̀ ní ẹ̀ máa tábí àyè. Ó yá jẹ́ẹ̀dì, náàpẹ̀, alẹ́, náàpẹ̀, mọ́kítẹ̀, náàpẹ̀, school shoes, náàpẹ̀, alọ́mọ, bámẹ̀, gẹ́rẹ́wà, bámẹ̀, ògìrìgà, bámẹ̀, bájínọ́tù, bámẹ̀, 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 náàpẹ̀, náàpẹ̀.
But trees, famously long-living, take a long time to grow, sometimes hundreds of years to reach their full height. So to continue the experiment, NASA planted the baby moon trees all over the country.
There was a moon tree planted at the White House,
At state capitals,
at NASA centers,
at a governor's mansion, a military fort.
but then they also got planted in front of a junior high, at a Girl Scout camp, right outside of a cemetery. So just all of these places all over with regular people.
Yeah, did anyone
got
just
these
get
moon
one in their
trees.
yard?
Yes, people
Really?
actually did.
No.
Yes.
Just like yes.
There are moon trees at private residences.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The funny thing is, though, so when they would do these ceremonies, sometimes they would put a plaque in, but other times they would just have the ceremony and then go along their merry way. And over time, people started to forget that these were moon trees.
Time presses on. The Berlin Wall falls, and the Mount St. Helens volcano erupts, and the trees keep growing, holding their secret inside. And Smokey Rusa dies, and you are born, and the moon keeps shining, and the experiment is mostly forgotten.
up in here tonight. No fighting.
We got the refugees
No
up in
fighting.
here.
No fighting. Shakira, Shakira.
I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Picasa.
Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
No fighting. No fighting.
No fighting.
What are you looking at?
One day, a little girl in Indiana notices something funny at her Girl Scout camp. A sycamore tree with a little plaque.
Yeah, it just says like Moon Tree, 1976. Nobody remembers even at the Girl Scout camp like what this was.
So she tells her third grade class teacher, Miss Goebel, about it.
Miss Goebel emails NASA.
just says, hey, NASA, dear NASA, question.
Yes. Yes. So the email finds its way to Dr. Dave Williams, who is a planetary scientist at NASA, and he doesn't know.
Oh.
And he told me that nobody remembered.
Wow.
And that there was no official record of where the trees had been planted. So Dave decides NASA should go on a recovery mission of sorts, and he starts a website that basically says, if you have a moon tree or you know of a moon tree, let me know.
Wow.
And he started getting these emails from people who were like, hey, there's a moon tree in my plaza in my town. There's a moon tree in front of the hospital where I went. Slowly, he's collected locations of these moon trees as people have kind of rediscovered them in their own backyard. We usually tend to think of trees as rooted. And so to realize that these are travelers and that they've traveled so much farther than I will ever travel.
Yeah.
Space exploration is one of those things where not that many people get to experience it. And yet it's something that humans have wondered about for millennia. Ever since we could wonder, we were looking at the stars and the moon. So to be able to touch a living thing that has actually traveled all the way to the moon and back and survived, it's a deep thing.
When we saw Tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe. I may have not learned, I know I haven't learned, everything that this journey has yet to teach me. But there's one new thing I know, and that is, planet Earth, you are a crew.
Dear TASIS community, my name is Dave Williams. I just retired from my job at the NASA Space Science Data Coordinated Archive at Goddard Space Flight Center. One of my jobs there was to be in charge of the Apollo data, and my association with the moon trees actually started in 1996 when I got a message from a third grade teacher asking about a tree at a local Girl Scout camp that just had a simple sign on it that said, Moon Tree. You know, when people hear the story of the moon trees, they often think it's about space. About rockets, scientists, the Apollo missions. But it's not really. It's about a question. A simple one. What would happen if? What would happen if you took a handful of seeds and sent them somewhere no seed had ever been before? Stu Rusa asked that question. He didn't know what the answer would be. He just followed his curiosity. And years later, someone else asked another question. What are these trees? Where did they come from? And because she stayed curious, a story that could have been forgotten grew roots again. That's the thing about curiosity. It doesn't end with one person. It travels from one mind to another, across generations, across time, sometimes even across space. Every discovery we've ever made, every mission, every breakthrough, every story worth telling, started the same way, with someone willing to ask one more question. So tonight, as you leave here, I don't want you to just remember the moon trees. I want you to remember the questions behind them. The ones that haven't been asked yet. The ones only you can ask. Because the next great discovery might not come from a laboratory, or a rocket, or even a scientist. It might come from you. And all it takes is staying curious. Thank you.
I'm curious about who invented rockets.
Are we alone in the universe?
What happens if one queen ant went against another queen ant, and who would win?
What are the stars made out of, and what is the universe made out of?
I wonder how the moon was formed.
I wonder how long it will take you to read every single book published in the world.
I wonder if in another galaxy there's a planet that has people similar to us.
I'm curious if all animals have been found.
I wonder how high or hard you would have to throw.
I wonder who invented boxing.
Piece of
I wonder if the person who invented words just made random sounds put a new
I wonder.
I'm just beginning.
Aren't our TASIS children incredible? With all their energy. Right. Firstly, can we give another huge round of applause for our incredible, incredible students? They have been here for many hours today, sung their hearts out, danced their hearts out. Good luck taking them home tonight. In the words of Christina Koch, I'm going to borrow her words tonight to thank the people without whom this would not have been possible. She said, a crew is a group that is in it all the time, no matter what. Stroking together every minute with the same purpose, that's willing to sacrifice silently for each other, that gives grace, that holds accountable. A crew has the same cares and the same needs. A crew is inescapably, beautifully, dutifully linked. And I'm in the very, very privileged position to be part of a crew like that. Our performing arts teachers, if you guys can please make your way onto the stage. What an awesome crew. You need to come here. Come here. Please come to the stage. Come to the stage, please. Firstly, joining us this year as ES and middle school voice teacher, Miss Elenia. It's been incredible working with you this year. Can we give her a big round of applause? Then part of our dance team this year, working with these beautiful tutus, we have Miss Alexi. Working with our pianists, incredible human being, nothing is ever too much for her to do, Miss Angelina. Pulling all of our percussionists together today to a beautiful rhythm, Mr. Daniele. Supporting with the high school choir and preparing the high school voice students, Mr. V. This person, doesn't matter when I call and say, I need an arrangement. Can you play cello? Actually, no. Can you play trumpet? Or let's make that violin for this song. And he's just always saying, sure. Mr. Gorick. Also joining us this year for the first time, working with our ES, aerial and contemporary dancers. He's covered all the musicals with choreography as well, Mr. Roberts. Preparing our strings, being there every single Thursday afternoon, unpacking stands, buying batteries for lights, doesn't matter what it is, Miss Desi. Supporting some of our youngest singers, our piano studio. She's jumped in, worked with the orchestra as well. Miss Sarah. We roped him in with shine, with his upright bass, and he's back again tonight. Fabri. I know you guys can't come down, but up at the top with lights and just doing wonders and helping us arrange how to set up this space, we've got Marzio, Tito, and Enia. Master of the sound, making the sound like an IMAX theater tonight, Mr. Marco. Standing right in front of me here with all her administrative support, making sure your children were fed tonight, helping with our costumes, we have our performing arts assistant, Miss Luana. For this man, nothing is ever too much. I wish you could see his little show here in the middle, working with our students, caring so incredibly much about all of our ES middle and high school street jazz and hip-hop students, Mr. Gilly. Heading up our middle school choir, working wonders with our boys, all singing together. Beautiful sounds from our middle school tonight. She's also produced a video telling the whole story with her music classes this year that she's done for multiple years. Check the weekly bulletin for that. Miss Dusing. This year was the first time we had a performing arts intern, and man, oh man, did she fill this job. Serving tonight as stage manager and just all-round awesome person who keeps her calm through absolutely everything, Miss Cal. Come on, Cal. Fresh back from her maternity leave, man, we missed you. ES choir sounding absolutely incredible. Another just wonderful human being. Can you see a theme? They are all wonderful human beings. Miss Melody. Our dance coordinator, teaching aerial and contemporary to elementary school, middle school, and high school, fresh off the high school musical circuit, Miss Julie. Also, I believe in the audience tonight, Nord maestro, jazz piano teacher, Mr. Zanekia. Come on, let's clap him down. And finally, whoa, what would I do without this person? Anything bands, anything instrumental lessons, anything keeping me sane, anything don't fall again on the stage, pulling all of our musicians together, guitarists, bassists, drummers, all the things, Mr. Alessio. Tonight would not have been possible at all without a team, another crew of backstage support. If you guys can give us a wave, please, all our backstage teachers. Thank you so much for giving up your Friday and Saturday to do this with us. Finally, for some of our students, this was their very last performance. Can I please invite our seniors to the front? Come on, seniors. Some of these guys have been with us a really long time. Others came in this year, but wow. In the midst of exam season, these guys decided to stick with it and to still perform their hearts out tonight. We will miss you immensely, seniors. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Can we please give one more very, very big applause for our entire crew of Moontree?
There is one more person we need to thank. This showcase is a result of her vision and her heart. 4 years ago, she taught us to shine, to dream. Last year, to go a little wild. And this year, she took us on a journey to the moon and back, only to learn that we are indeed a crew. And she is in charge of the TASIS crew. What a wonderful crew we are here. And the entire world is a crew, as we have learned. And it's a wonderful world if you open your heart and eyes, as she has taught us all to do this afternoon. Now, Miss Erika Cramp, we are really glad that you are still standing after this wonderful performance. Let's hear it for Miss Cramp, Director of Performing Arts.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Wow, that's a wrap. Mr. Gregory Mann told us on Tuesday, keep looking up. Keep looking beyond your problems. Keep asking those curiosity questions. What if? Because you may just be the next person coming up with the most wonderful idea. Parents, just a quick housekeeping thing. If you want to take photos with your children, you can do that now. But please don't leave with them. We need to still take them to get changed, and we will bring them to you to the gazebo. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.